Let me transfer you.
Switch to Farm Bureau Insurance today and get real service instead of getting really tangled up. For auto, home, life, and health, get the membership advantage. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Certainly didn't play well in the first half, but really played very, very well in the second half. And I think our defense, for the most part, was good throughout the game. There was some adversity there with we were stifled a little bit in the first half, and I thought we were able to fight through that. Played with some poise, played with confidence, and that's a great win because I think that's an NCAA team. I've been very impressed with them both in South Padre and tonight, and this was a game certainly that was very important as far as a state rival, but also two very good teams meeting, and really proud of our guys to come out on top.
Chris, what advice did you lend your guys regarding dealing with that zone? Because something changed.
Right. Advice is a good way to put it, John. Thanks. Well, you know what? We just ball movement and player movement, and I think we got a little bit. We're dependent on our guards, and so that's a little bit easier against the man-to-man defense. I think when we saw the zone, we just got a little bit stifled and held the ball a little bit too much and didn't get ourselves moving. I thought in the second half we really got some good shots because we had so much player movement and ball movement. I think that was the key, really the biggest key that we had offensively. We expected some zone. They played a lot of zone last year, but it really gave us trouble in the first half.
How critical is it for you that they buy into your system, they embrace it, and they take confidence from it when they use it and it works?
Well, I mean, it's very, we kind of shy away from calling it a system because we hear so much talk about the Princeton offense. But it's important that everybody's on the same page and that they understand that there's a formula that we have that's been successful. And if we can continue to follow that formula step by step, then we can be successful. Now, of course, the players are the most important thing and the talent. But that is good. And when they played man-to-man, I think maybe the first possession we got a little backdoor layup. So I think when they see that, when they see the fruits of the labor a little bit, that gives us more and more confidence.
Coach, this seemed like it was a team growth win, so to speak, because maybe last year you fall behind like that, you don't win the game. It seemed like now you can see the maturity level grow a little bit with this group.
I think so. I think it's experience. We've practiced so many hours now as a group, over the course of 2, 3, 4 years. And then also been in so many situations, more importantly, where 9 points is no big deal necessarily at the start of the second half. So I agree. I think being experienced, having experienced guards, front court players, we come to the timeouts, even if the coach is upset, the players are calm, poised, ready to go back out there. And they have a good understanding of what it's going to take to win the game.
Past couple wins, it's been building the lead and protecting it. This was a little bit different. Talk about kind of the different kind of challenges you faced before you get into the same 10 schedule.
Right. Well, I agree. I mean, you're going to have to win games in all different kind of ways. And today coming back was very important for us, especially when they went back to zone in the second half. We had to prove that we could kind of score against the zone. I think we did a good job defending. We needed to prove that. I think as we go forward, certainly we have our biggest non-conference game next Saturday, and we're playing. The rest of our slate is very challenging, very difficult. Names of schools that everybody knows, and we're looking forward to that. We're glad we have a little bit of a break here. We've played, I think, 8 games in how many days, John? 20 days. We have a little bit of a break here, and we're looking forward to the next set of games.
We're talking about these last 3 games to prepare for your next 3. You played Missouri,
right.
Elite 18, Mississippi State SEC champ, and Old Dominion, like you say, could be a NCAA team.
Did you get that, John? Okay. Well, that's very important because the next 3 are also they're postseason caliber teams, and so if we can come out and kind of hold our own. I mean, the next one's the most important one because of who it is. But if we can come out and hold our own and do well over these next 3, then we'll know how good we are. I think we have a strong sense of who we are, and our confidence is high. I think we can get better, and we're going to need to against these next set.
Kevin talked about the break being a good chance to heal up a little bit, rest up.
Right.
I mean, you agree?
I think I think the rest is very, very important for us. We have played a lot of games, and being a veteran team, I think we've handled it. But everybody needs a little bit of a break. You couldn't keep that kind of a pace up. So, the break is important. It's important for our guys to study and finish up the semester strong. And kind of regroup maybe at the beginning of next week and say, okay, here's what's ahead of us.
7-1 times the best start since '54. Your thoughts on that?
Is that right? Wow.
We were just told.
Wow. Okay, good. John?
Second best.
Second best start.
Wow. Hey, regardless,
Second best.
Start. What are your thoughts on that heading into the VCU game next weekend?
That's great. And it's great for us to enjoy tonight and tomorrow during a day off, but it won't really matter as we go forward, especially because our next game's VCU. So we're pleased with where we are, and we hope that we can continue to play well. I really do think there's room for improvement. I don't think we've gotten I don't think Dan has played great yet. I think Harp has been a little bit up and down. Even tonight, Kevin Anderson, who's a great player, didn't have his best game. So I think there's room for improvement, room for our depth to show even more. And but we'll take the 7-1 as we go into this break.
But veteranness and leadership that you talked about, kind of nice to have that when they get to 1 point, 42-41, knowing your guys are.
Exactly. Because during the course of the game, there's so much intensity, and a lot of times with us, with our players, when the other team scores, we feel that we made a mistake, and we didn't always make a mistake, but we feel we made a mistake. And so the key is to recognize that mistake, correct it without getting down and without it taking away from your next possession. So that can only come with experience, because if you're young and you're a little rattled and you're worried about that, you can't concentrate as well the next time.
Coach, what do you do to keep the sharpness with this team, with this layoff coming up?
Well, we're going to do some individual workouts, some small group workouts over the next few days, as to not just, I don't want to say bore them with practice, but not just to keep practicing, with all 15 guys. So I think we're going to do some small group workouts, get some guys as many shots as possible. I don't think we've shot as well as we should so far. And then come back, I think, as we're a little bit refreshed, then really turn up the competitive level in practice.